Optimism is really high for this 2016 Titans season. I think we should temper them just a little bit though. I'll tell you why coming up. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take here on the Sports Fan Entertainment YouTube channel. I am your host MJ, and today we are going to talk about the Tennessee Titans 2016 season as a part of my 32 teams in 32 days preview videos I'm making from July 25th to August 25th. Yesterday we talked about the Washington Redskins. I had them going 8-8. Today we're going to talk about the Tennessee Titans. You know what time it is. It is 7 p.m. Central. That's when these videos are uploaded. So let's just get into it, shall we? So, if you don't know already, you should, but I'll just inform you, I am a Tennessee Titans fan, so you are hearing this from a perspective of a fan. But if you don't know this, trust me, I'm unbiased. And I can get a little excited from time to time, like probably, let's say in the season, let's say we win week 1 or something, I'll probably go a little insane or something. But usually I'm very unbiased. And by the way, if you're a Titans fan, I really suggest, unbiasedly, I suggest you subscribe to this channel, because after every single Titans game this season, I'm going to be here and I'm going to be recapping every single game only an hour after the game ends. You can expect me to have a video up on my channel talking about the game, so you should subscribe, by the way. But anyway, so for example of my bias from time to time, we made all those moves, all those transitions and transactions, getting DeMarco Murray and then the draft and all that, and I started talking about 7-9, 8-8. But when I really got to sit down, rewatch the tape from last season, look at the statistics from last season, really look at our roster now, look at our schedule, I've really come down. Not too far down, but just a little bit down. And I feel like I should be the spokesperson and I should help you. Because, look, guys, Titans fans, my fellow Titans fans, we need to understand something that we have so easily forgotten, okay? This may come as a shock to you, but last year, we were so bad. We were awful. Guys, we were horrible. We were absolutely horrible. And it wasn't one of those things where we went 3-13, but we really should have went like 6-10 or no. We were bad. We deserved our record. We lost to the Cleveland Browns. Okay, so from right there, we're the worst team in the NFL. They may have, you can look at their rosters and say we may have a better, we lost to them, okay? So really, we were the worst team in the NFL last year. There are a bunch of 4-12 teams like the Cowboys and the Chargers, and the Ravens went 5-11. They can say that yes, this was a 1 year bad year for us. We're not that bad. But we really stink, okay? We went 2-14 in 2014, and we went 3-13 in 2015. Guys, we really suck. Like, as of right now, until we can win games, we're really starting from the bottom, because for the past 2 seasons, we've been the worst team in the NFL. Remember that Jets game last December? Guys, we weren't even close to the Jets. Now, the Jets were a 10-win team and a little bit better, a little bit worse than their record indicates. They're not really that good, right? I'd say the Jets are probably like an 8-8 team, really, but they got to face us and the Jaguars and the Colts, so their record got a little bit higher than it should have been. But anyways, we got our asses kicked. We were down 30-0. Then we had to get a trick Marcus Mariota wide receiving touchdown in order to put any points on the board. We lost 30-8. We lost 34-6 to the 9-7 Houston Texans. All of these I'm talking about were in December. We stunk. All right, we were really bad throughout the season. The best we looked was week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and from there we looked really bad. Even when we beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, Yeah, we put up 42 or 43. Great. We gave up 39. So we're not very good right now. We have a long way to go. So with that said, I believe I've tempered your expectations. Now let's rise them a little bit more. We're going to go into this entire football team. We're going to look at our strengths, our weaknesses, the whole roster, the schedule, and I'll give you my win-loss prediction. I'm getting a little excited. Let me calm down. This is my favorite team, though, so I'm a little excited today. All right, so the biggest strength on this football team, I'd say, is the tight end position. It's really, really good. Delaney Walker had over 1,000 yards last season, led the league in receptions for tight ends. He was absolutely fantastic. He's aging like fine wine. It's probably going to come to an end in terms of the peak. I think it was last year. I don't think he's going to best his stats from last year, but he's still going to be very, very good, very consistent. And then behind him, Craig Stevens had a really good year last year, was consistent. When Marcus Mariota threw the ball to him and said, boy, I need you to catch this touchdown, he caught these touchdowns against the Raiders, against the Browns. I mean, he was very consistent in hauling in these passes from Marcus Mariota, these accurate passes. I remember that, and being very vigilant and aware of where he is on the football field and helping out Marcus Mariota. Remember that Browns play when Marcus Mariota was rolling right? Was screwed, had to just throw the ball back. Who's there? Craig Stevens. Maybe it was Anthony Fasano, actually. But anyway, it was one of them there to catch the ball and just be consistent weapons. That's all we ask for. Because with guys like Dorial Green-Beckham, who can't do it, it's nice to have guys that can, when relied upon, can bring in tough catches. And he can do that at the tight end position. And Anthony Fasano right behind him. It's a 3 tight end team that's really strong. I love these guys. They're the biggest strength on this football team, which, to be honest, is a little unfortunate. Because if your best position is your tight end position, yeah, that's not a very good thing. But hey, I guess you could make the same argument for the Patriots, though. But anyway, it's still nice to have, though. All right, so second, I like the front 7. I'd say that would be another strength of this football team. Leading the charge is Jarrell Casey at the left or right end position. It really doesn't matter. Either end, he's really good. And he's really consistent. I'd like to see him get over 10 sacks again. That's just me personally, something I'd like to see. But either way, he's very good right now. Continues to be great. Other side of him, you have Daquan Jones, who really came on last year. I hope to see him take yet another leap, yet another stride, continue to be a good defensive lineman for us in this football team. Nose tackle is a little bit of a question right now. We brought back Al Woods, but he really wasn't very impressive last year. But we also drafted Austin Johnston with our second round, 43rd overall pick. I'm a huge Austin Johnston fan. I think he's going to be a really good pass rushing nose tackle, a guy who can be on the field for 3 downs, and even if he's only on the field for 2 downs, can really offer you big plays on that first and second down on potential pass plays. I really love Austin Johnston. I think he's going to flourish to be a really good starter for this football team for years to come. Linebackers, Brian Arakpo, really good last year. Didn't get the 10+ sacks I was hoping for, but he was really, really good last year. And I thought he also made his force and name known in the run game. I thought he was really dominant in the run game last year, so I hope to see that yet again. Derrick Morgan, opposite of him. Morgan slacked off a little bit. I think he got injured even a little bit, was really banged up. I want to see Morgan take the next step, and it really looked like he was going to do that for us. I think he started in September. He probably had 3 or 4 sacks by the end of September. I thought he was finally on pace for that 10+ sack season. Didn't end up going that way. Really unfortunate. And, really, hopefully this guy can finally take that next step, because if not, he's going to get replaced next year. I mean, we drafted Kevin Dodd in the 2nd round, 33rd pick overall. And then we also have the potential and the ability to grab Myles Garrett in next year's draft, or Derek Barnett or something. I'm getting excited about that. So, Derrick Morgan, you got to step it up, because I think your job is on the line. You're not a bad player, but there are better options coming in next year's draft. So, boy, it's time to buckle down. Inside linebackers, Wesley Woodyard had a really good year last year. Hopefully he can bring it yet again. Avery Williamson. I'd like to see him improve a little bit. I like the fact that he's a good play caller and a good leader. I think that goes a little bit undervalued, but in terms of actually playing well, he could play better. He's not a great coverage linebacker. Yeah, he had the interception against the Falcons, but he's not a great coverage linebacker nor a great run defender right now. So I'd really like to see him step it up. Hopefully Wesley Woodyard can lead him to the promised land. So I think the front seven is pretty good. From there, I like Marcus Mariota. I think he's a good quarterback right now in the NFL. I think he has his issues, and these are issues that Titan fans, for some reason, don't want to discuss. He cannot control the ball. 6 lost fumbles this year. That's way too much. 10 fumbles total, by the way. 6 were lost. That's bad, guys. And his deep ball stinks. He was, I believe, 4 of 38. Either 4 of 38 or 4 of 28 on deep yard throws over 20 yards beyond, the 20 yards away and outside of the numbers. Man, that's bad. I mean, that is bad. And the one touchdown he threw was to Delanie Walker in that Saints game. Guys, he wasn't even trying to throw it to Delanie Walker. He even himself admitted he was trying to throw it out of bounds. That's bad. Okay, and I'm shocked because I watched the film on Marcus Mariota and I saw him hit deep balls. He had a deep ball against Cal his rookie season, or actually no, his senior season. Deep ball against Oregon State over the middle. I mean, I saw so many deep balls from Marcus Mariota. I'm shocked. This is something I'm not seeing consistent in the NFL at all. I'm going to go to training camp. I'm going to try to scout it out for you guys, see what the hell is going on, because the deep ball right now, it stinks. It really, really stinks, and it needs to be fixed. But overall, he's still very good. I mean, short to intermediate accuracy is fantastic. It's absolutely great. In terms of leading ability, you're starting to see him be more vocal in the locker room. You know what you're going to get for him, and I'm happy about that. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how good he's going to be this year. Some people are expecting him to solidify himself as a top 10 quarterback. I don't know about that. I think he'll probably, I think he's already, honestly, a top 18. I think he'll solidify himself as probably top 15 next year. Probably enter that Matthews Stafford range. And Matthew Stafford, Joe Flacco, like the guys that we know are good, but how good are they? They're not top 10 good. They're not as good as Phillip Rivers or Eli Manning. They're not in that tier. They're just below that. I think that's where he's going to really solidify himself this season before making a huge jump next season when we can actually get some elite talent around him offensively. All right, so let's talk about some acquisitions, and let's start with DeMarco Murray. I talked about him earlier when we actually signed him in March, but let's talk about him again. I thought it was a good acquisition. I'm of the belief that he's going to end up with 1,000 yards. I think I scheduled him for about 1,030 or 1,020 yards, rushing yards this season. Yeah, I think he's going to get barely over 1,000. Not much more than that. Not like 1,200, 1,300, anything like that. I think he's going to be good, but I think we're going to see that, yeah, we're probably going to have to give some carries to Derrick Henry next year because I don't think DeMarco Murray has much left in the tank because, man, he got ran the hell out of by Dallas, man. I mean, he got ran pretty hard there, but I think he's going to be good. I mean, he's going to be the best running back we've had since Chris Johnston, and it's going to be the best running back production that we've had since Chris Johnston in 2010. So we're going to love it. I mean, we're going to sit back and we're going to love it, but in the back of my mind, I'm going to be saying, Derrick Henry, you better be good because I think this guy's getting a little bit old. All right, so with that in mind, we also have another acquisition in Rishard Matthews. I'm expecting big things from this guy. I think he's going to solidify himself as our number 1 wide receiver. It won't even be close to me. I think he's going to get over 1,000 yards, not much more. I say probably like 1,030, 1,040, but he'll be the best wide receiver we've had in years. He's going to solidify himself better than Kendall Wright, better than Dorial Green-Beckham. I think Kendall Wright is still okay, but I think Dorial Green-Beckham, guys, we really want to love him, and I get it. We want to finally have that really good wide receiver, that elite wide receiver. He's not it. He's not good enough. He showed up in the OTAs overweight. He's not running the routes, still having problems with the playbook. We have a 5th-round rookie, Tajay Sharp, who came into OTAs, came into mini camps more prepared than Dorial Green-Beckham and has surpassed him on the depth chart. Guys, that is bad. This is really bad. And I mean, he's still going to be okay. I think he's going to get 600, maybe 700 yards max this year, which is fine. But he's not that guy. I think Rishard Matthews, I think Tajay Sharp, I think Kendall Wright will all end up with more snaps than him this year and probably more production as well. And we're going to realize that next year in the 2017 draft, in the first round, we better take a wide receiver because we don't have that elite wide receiver yet. I really want Dorian Green-Beckham to be that guy. I like him. I follow his wife on Instagram because she's hot. I get it. But man, I don't expect much from Dorian Green-Beckham this year. I'm sorry. All right, let's get into the weaknesses of this football team. The offensive line, it's still pretty bad. But Jack Conklin, the right tackle that we drafted with the 8th overall pick, we'll see how he can pan out. But right now, the guards aren't very good. Chance Warmack isn't very good, guys. He's pretty good against the run, but man, he is a liability for Marcus Mariota. I mean, this guy can't block J.J. Watt. He'll never be able to block J.J. Watt, and that is a huge concern for me, and it's a huge concern for John Robinson, the general manager, who did not pick up his 5th-year contract team option. They didn't pick it up. They don't want him. They're saying, please leave, and I have to agree. We have to get better pass blocking at that right guard position. Right now at the left guard position, Quentin Spain is scheduled to start. He's not very good. Jeremiah Patasi is scheduled to compete. He's not very good. We drafted Sebastian Tritola out of Arkansas. Hopefully he can get into the mix. We also have Josue Matias, undrafted free agent from last year, who I thought was pretty good at Florida State. Maybe he can get into the mix, but it's a question right now. And center, Ben Jones, he's an average NFL center, no problem there. And I think Taylor Lewan is good. I never bought into the Laramie Tunsil hype because I thought Taylor Lewan is a good left tackle to have. I think he's our best offensive lineman, and I don't think it's close. So thank God we still have him at that left tackle position. All right, with that in mind, another huge weakness on this football team is the secondary. The secondary stinks bad, so bad. Guys, we may take 2 secondary players next year in the first round. I mean, I think the secondary is so bad, like so bad. And it starts with the cornerbacks. Guys, Jason McCourty, I hate to break it to you, but I don't trust him anymore, and I don't know how you could. He literally has not been good for 3 years. I don't know why people think he was good in 2014 when we went 2-14, because, guys, he stunk. There's a reason why the Bengals were throwing all over us, while the Colts were throwing all over us, while the Texans were throwing all over us, why all these teams were just killing us in the passing game. And it's because our corner, specifically Jason McCourty, wasn't very good in 2014. Ever since Altron Werner left the building, Jason McCourty either has been healthy or has been very good. So he's coming back healthy, and people think he's going to be very good. I don't think so. I think he's almost done. Parrish Cox, who is the number 2 cornerback, I don't think he's very good, but he's okay. I think he may be our best corner this year. Yet again, he may be our best corner. Slot corner. I don't know why they don't play Cody Riggs every snap on the damn field, on defense, every damn snap. Because every time I see Cody Riggs out there, boy, is this kid making plays. This guy's a good NFL corner, and yet he's not on the field consistently. I don't get it. You put Cody Riggs out there on the slot, in the slot, every single snap. If I was the damn coach, that's where he is, because I got to see more of Cody Riggs right now, but I don't know if it's going to be Antoine Blake, who we signed in free agency, or if it's going to be Bryce McCain, who we signed in free agency, because for some reason they don't love Cody Riggs. I don't know why. The guy played 320-something snaps last year, and he was good. I think you've seen enough of a sample size to conclude that he's good. We need to see more of this guy. They also have Curtis Riley, who never played a snap last year, but he was really impressive in training camp, so he could get into the mix as well. But man, the corners aren't very good. And the safeties are to be determined, but they could end up being good, because right now at strong safety you have Janoris Cersei, who is pretty freaking good. I thought he really impressed last year Free safety is a question mark. Rishard Johnston, we signed him from the Cardinals, free safety for the Cardinals. Guys, he's not very good. I don't know where this thought that he's really good came from, because I was watching from the Cardinals last season. I think he was one of their worst starters. I mean, that's not saying too much, because, I mean, their starters are so good. But, man, I don't think he's very good. And I think hopefully our third-round pick, Kevin Byard out of Middle Tennessee State, can really ascend to that starting position and take it away from him, because I think he's pretty limited and he's getting older by the day. So the secondary is a huge question mark for me. And have we talked about every position? Yes, we have. So with that said, let's get into the schedule. We host the Minnesota Vikings. Then we go to Detroit. Then we host the Raiders, and then we go to Houston, we go to Miami. And it's funny looking at some of you guys. Like, some of you guys are saying, yeah, we're going to go to Miami and beat Miami. We're going to go to Houston and beat Houston. Guys, you do know Miami came, or did we face them in Nashville? I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Miami came here. They faced us here, and they kicked our asses, dog. I remember that was the game that Marcus Mariota got killed by Olivier Vernon. Yeah, so I'm not picking us to beat the damn Dolphins. Y'all can have fun picking that. We haven't beaten the Texans in years. We have, the Detroit. Detroit, I don't think is going to be very good, but going to Detroit, man, that's tough. So, I mean, guys, especially when you consider the fact that we really stunk last year, man, this could be a tough start to the schedule, but then we host a couple teams. We host Cleveland, we host Indianapolis, we host the Jaguars. I think we're going to win 2 out of these 3 games, maybe even 3 if we can finally beat the damn Andrew Luck Colts. Man, I'm so sick of losing to that football team. Man, hopefully we can get on top of that. Then we go to San Diego, ouch. We host Green Bay, ouch. We go to Indianapolis, ouch. And we go to Chicago, ouch. So another 4-game stretch in which, man, we will want to kill ourselves as Titans fans. I mean, we'll be lucky to win one of these. I think Chicago is going to be a playoff team next year. Indianapolis, they're going to be good, man. Trust me. Not great, but pretty good. And I don't see us winning in Indianapolis, man. Maybe we can beat them here, but no way will we beat them there, too. It's just not happening. Then we have the last 4-game stretch: Denver, Kansas City, at Kansas City, at Jacksonville, and hosting Houston. Guys, I get the compulsion to really want to pick us to go 7-9 or 8-8 or 9-7. Some of you 10-6, but the schedule, it's tough, especially when you consider the fact, and you have to consider it, guys, we really sucked last year. And I understand we made a lot of additions. We had a lot of draft picks. But, man, we really, really sucked last year. So here's my thinking. Okay, best case scenario, we go 8-8. We take care of our business in our own division. Let's say we go 3-3 in our division, which, by the way, is a huge statement to make, because we've gone 1-5 in our division the past 2 years. So saying we're going to go 3-3, that's a huge leap right there. Against the NFC North, we somehow win a game. Against the AFC West, we somehow win a game. And we'll probably have to win 1 other or 2 other games somewhere else. I don't know where. I don't know where the wins are coming from, guys. You guys got to convince me, because I don't know where the wins are going to come from. Right now, I see us beating Cleveland. I see us beating Jacksonville once. I see us maybe beating Indianapolis, maybe beating Houston. I mean, it's too tough. So my prediction is 6-10, and I think the worst case scenario, but guys, we can go 4-12. I really do think so. I hope it's not true. And if it's true, Mike Mularkey, get out of here, please. Fire him immediately. And also, let's not forget about that. Mike Mularkey, guys, he sucks. And you know he sucks. And I knew this would happen. When I made my Mike Mularkey video, when we hired him as coach, I said, you guys are going to convince yourself that he's good, and we're going to watch the season, and we're going to conclude he's not very good. We know, guys, he's not very good at all. In fact, he's the worst coach in the NFL right now that has coached in the NFL right now. I mean, if you want to say Doug Peterson is worse, fine, because we haven't seen Doug Peterson. But of all the coaches that have coached before, he is the worst. He's the worst in the league. If you're ranking the 32 coaches and you want to, actually it's probably like 27 coaches that have actually coached that aren't first-time coaches. If you're ranking the 27 coaches, he's 27th. He stinks. He's not good. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. You know it and I know it. So when you consider all of that, consider the fact that we really stunk last year. Yes, we're going to improve. I agree on that. But I don't know how much we're going to improve when you consider the fact that this is a tough schedule, NFC North, AFC West, and we're still a young football team, and we're still not a very good football team. It's still going to be some growing pains. My prediction, though, is 6-10, and that means we will have doubled. Okay, we will have doubled our win total from 2015, and that is saying a lot, guys. That is saying a lot. This team is going to win double the games they won last year. That is saying a lot. Then that's what I'm predicting. So go ahead, comment your 7-9 and your 8-8, but man, you got to tell me where the wins are going to come from because I don't see it. I could see us maybe getting to 7-9 or 8-8. I could see it, but I think it's a stretch. I'm predicting 6-10. So there you go. There's my Tennessee Titans 2016 NFL season preview. What are your thoughts on the Titans season coming up? And until the next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.